10 years apart. She's 25, I'm 35.
Honey,
Black don't crack though. I mean, as you can tell.
Can you be friends with an ex?
Here, your beauty will go. That's why you should not marry.
He's like, wait.
And what kind of test did you put up, Sophia, to know that like he was gonna go the extra mile for you? Like, how did you know?
Is it important to talk about the failures or the trauma or the pain from past relationships in order to make sure that the current relationship will stay healthy?
So I mean, that's such a great question. When men really are invested in and interested in who you are and want to be with you, like they'll do the work.
Were you guys ever at a point where it was like, do I settle or do I keep looking?
Questions is good. I like this.
Where's the team? We need
Where's
some
the
tea.
team?
We need
Exactly.
some tea.
I'm your girl Kalima. What's up, Chill fam? Thanks for chilling with us today on Nikah and Chill. Today I have my girl Naila. What does it mean, by the way? Can I ask?
Means success.
Period. She's an incredible writer and blogger, and actually a co-host on the Nikah and Chill show. So that makes total sense that's what your name means. How are you feeling today?
I'm well. I'm excited to be here.
So the question of the day is, after the Nikah, are we just chilling? Because we have two newlyweds chilling with us today, Moses the comic and his wife, Sophia. They just got married 2 days ago. Today is day 2. If you guys saw their story, they were kind of making fun of their day on day 1. Apparently, you're cooking for the family, about 7 people out in Philly, in the house in Philly.
Absolutely.
Already.
Yeah. Listen, we right to work. One day a honeymoon, and I need that kitchen popping.
And I need the love of my food.
Oh my!
She's an amazing cook.
What are we whipping up? What's his favorite dish?
We did, I'm Jamaican and Trinidadian, so I just did them a little spice.
We're so good.
Yes, girl. Oh my goodness. I see why you locked her in, but please, you feel me? Give her some reciprocation. That's all I ask.
For the food, actually. No, I'm kidding. Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Well, alhamdulillah for moments like these, because it seems like young marriages in the Ummah are few and far between. Before we play Nikah and Spill with our guests to get all the tea on their Nikah, let's talk about their recent gig on the Salams app that used to be Mender. How was that experience? How did that come about?
Oh man, yeah, they used to be Mender. They're rebranding. I'm great friends, man, with the creators of the app, and they've reached out to a bunch of different influencers just to, get us to film some skits for them. So a friend of mine, Yusuf Chroma, man, an amazing poet, artist, he kind of curated and put together a whole event of art. They went to different cities. So they did one in Chicago, I think one in LA. So they came to Philly and got all the biggest influencers here together, and it just was great. And she was here, and so she came, and alhamdulillah, man, she was a part of the skit too. It was a lot of fun.
And can you give us an insider's view of why they changed the name exactly, if you're allowed to say at all? Because we haven't seen any press on the reasons behind it, and everyone is so curious.
That's a good question. I don't know. I always assumed that maybe was it drama under the app, and maybe they're rebranding.
They did it because they didn't want to be known as a
the Muslim
app.
Tinder.
No, they want to be known as a dating app because obviously in Islam, women and men can't be dating. We're meant to be looking for marriage, so that's why they changed it, because it's not really a dating app for you to date someone.
It's a marriage app.
It's a marriage app. That's
right.
I didn't know where the salam came from, though. I didn't particularly care for the name, but the check clear. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's for completely getting rid of the connotation associated with Tinder, the Minder aspect. It's just too close for comfort, I think. So yeah. I actually like that they did it.
You knowing the creators, obviously you may not be on the tech side, but do they allow you to give any feedback at all, or even with the creation process for the ad? Did you guys get to have any freedom with creativity?
Yeah,
full creative control.
Anybody who had an idea, jump in. It was really nice. It felt like a team.
Yeah.
So if you had an idea, or somebody says, "Oh, say this, say that," they would do it, and it was really nice.
And that was really my first experience with. I've never used online. I know Muslims that have gotten married. My aunt got married off online dating or Muslim marriage app twice. She's on her second marriage off that. So I had some success stories. But that was my first experience with a Muslim marriage app.
Do you have any feedback on what a Muslim dating app, these dating apps are lacking? Is there any
something that you feel like maybe they should add? Like, one thing I feel is I don't see it as very diverse, to be honest with you. How do you guys feel about it?
I think for Muslim, again, it's difficult only because in Islam it's like it's like a lot of courting. You know, it's not, like we don't date for a long time. You know, non-Muslims, they'll be dating for 5 years, 10 years, finally propose and get married. So for Muslims, I think it's a little bit more difficult because, and I was talking to my sister about this, like, where do Muslims go to meet each other outside of like Eid and Jummah? Like, you know, where do really meet each other? So I think for me, the compatibility features I think would be important for like how are they matching you with someone who's compatible, you know, with all these different key core components of your personality.
Yeah. And I was just gonna ask, how did y'all meet then?
We met in Canada. So because obviously my accent, I'm from the UK, he's from obviously America, and we was in Canada at a film. What's it called?
Muslim Fest.
Yeah.
I was doing because I do filmmaking, so I was doing a filmmaking workshop. And you was just why was you there?
Why was I there? Looking for a wife, actually. So it worked out perfectly. No, I'm kidding. No, I was actually there. I was there originally to support a friend of mine who was performing. I went out just to support him, and then I wound up introducing, and I kind of did a little small set. And what happened was on Sunday, the last day, they bring all the different artists together to do like a round table for everybody to meet each other and kind of debrief about the weekend's event with the organizers. And she was at that, and she was sitting across from me, and we spoke and just kind of connected. And,
I gave you my business card.
She gave me her business card, yeah. And we just stayed in touch, man. Her family does a lot of work in Turkey. And I was going to Istanbul for a business conference, and she connected me with an orphanage over there, and we raised money for the orphanage. So just throughout the year, we just kind of stayed in touch. But, you know, the quarantine really brought us together. We like a quarantine love, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of those stories right now of how quarantine's bringing people together in so many different ways. And marriage is number one, I think.
The Muslim dating app, it seems like more and more people signed up during quarantine. I think it did expose how lonely we are, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of ways to meet. And I'm such an outgoing person that I would be honored, I said in the last episode, if I was at Jummah and then after Jummah, like, you know, a brother approached me. I don't really see that as like weird. I know a lot of people are like, it's weird, but at the same time, I mean, living in LA too, I just feel like it's that type of energy where why not? It shows boldness. And if it wasn't so weird for a woman to approach, I might not, because it is still a little weird for me because, you know, it's not the culture of the masjid, but at the same time, I'm just like, how else is it supposed to happen, especially in this digital age?
That's what it is in the digital age. It's like now in today and time, like back in the days of like, give me your dad's number or your Wali's number, you know, right now, people like, oh, you know, you DM someone, but
you got to feel the vibe as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really fussy when it comes to vibes. So you definitely have to feel the vibe, see if they're on the same path as you, want the same stuff and goals that you're interested in. Even regarding kids, the way you want to bring up your kids.
You guys definitely give off this energy of like, honestly, truly just like super compatible. Like it just meshed so perfectly. I don't know if I have seen any examples of people who were kind of matched like that. It feels like you guys almost knew each other for a while.
Well, for me, it's like that, and that's the thing why I've always had that trepidation about online dating apps. No knock to people who try them, but because for me, it's like that organic compatibility, that you just vibe with a person, that y'all have similar interests, but also your goals are aligned with each other. Right. I think that, and it's hard to do that with, again, because in Islam, we're not like dating for a long time, or like you're not moving in together and you don't know anybody until you live with them. So right off the bat, I think you have to have some baseline compatibility with just your energies. And, you know, meeting her, it was just like, her vibe and her energy was just amazing. Her spirit, her soul, just her character was so impeccable. It was aligned with what I was looking for. And so then once you find out that they have similar interests, then I think you can start with that.
But also, obviously, put your trust in Allah.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, no matter how somebody may be perfect or not perfect, always just make sure you always have your trust in Allah, and He's got you at the end of the day. You know, so if something works out, something doesn't work out, it's for a reason.
Right.
Yeah. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, I think, especially for us single women who are, you know, Muslims and only looking for a Muslim man. Sometimes it's like, do I settle because I want to be married because I'm lonely, or do I really look for who I'm really compatible with? And if it's not a compatibility, be able to swallow that pill and say, alhamdulillah, he's still coming. One day, I know, inshallah, he's still coming. It's very difficult. Were you guys at a point where it was like, do I settle or do I keep looking?
I mean, that's such a great question, because it's such a strong level, having a strong level of iman. Because now I have a friend who, you know, has been single. She's 40 years old, never been married.
Ugh,
You know,
wow.
been looking, and it's one of those type of that. My mother just remarried 3 years ago, and she had been single for 17 years.
Wow.
And so I think that baseline level of companionship that people look for, but it does get difficult. It's like you make dua, you ask Allah for things. And I think accepting the fact that it happens on his time is just, that's a difficult thing. And so for me, it wasn't really a thing of feeling like you settle, because I think that you have to have like those non-negotiables. There's certain things in relationships that you know are negotiable, you know. But your non-negotiables I think are baseline things that you don't have to settle for.
You guys be clear on your non-negotiables, because they'll rear their little noses in the middle of the relationship, you know, and nobody wants to, inshallah, get divorced. And I think that even being public with the marriage, I think sometimes it feels like so much pressure. So, you know, inshallah.
But I also think it's important, just as a man, I can speak to when men really are invested in interested in who you are and want to be with you, like they'll do the work. And for meeting her, you know, based on whatever her background and, you know, her walls and things that she had up, like this was a task. Okay. So, I mean, I was really like just so drawn to her energy. And again, like when you really want something, you go after it. So I think and I'm old school, I feel like, you know, the man pursues the woman, and you should be bringing something to the table to make her, because women, like, you put your trust into a man, like for them to maintain, to be your leader, to be your provider. So for that, I feel like men need to really show a woman, and it's like you're auditioning, like that you can fill that role. And it was difficult for her.
It's difficult because I already had me. I'm a very business person. You know, I didn't really need a man in my life, you know, but I wanted one. You know, I really wanted to complete half my deen. But obviously I kept on telling Allah, listen, Allah, I might feel like maybe it's my time, maybe it's not my time, but only He knows at the end of the day. So
how old are you all, and do you all have siblings? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. How old are you guys? If you don't mind this.
We're 10 years apart.
Oh, really?
We're 10 years apart. She's 25, I'm 35.
Honey,
Black don't crack though. I mean, as you can tell.
You don't look 35.
Okay. And I'm actually the baby. I'm the baby of 6, and she's the oldest of
10.
It makes total sense. Kind of. Yeah.
Opposites attract, I guess.
Brothers, sisters.
I have man, how many? So I have 3 brothers. My mom had 3 boys and 3 girls.
Okay.
And my older, what's funny is that, you know, and I think this is kind of something separate, but when you have those good examples, I think, in your family of marriage, my oldest brother and his wife have been married for 21 years. And they have 6 children together. They similar industries. They're both in the entertainment industry. They sing. They have a group called Kindred the Family Soul, and they're like amazing artists. And so I've had great examples of marriages, I think, around me. And, you know, because all of my siblings pretty much are married. And so I think that helped too.
And what about you? Any brothers?
I have like 1 baby brother. So when he acts up, I'm like, oh, it's the youngest. This is what the youngest do. But we're all girls in my family, and we're a very strong female-led family with my family. So
that's the biggest thing too, because the women in her family, they're used to being the leaders and controlling. You know, so for meeting someone that I think that like she didn't have to do that, I think that's for her at least. You know, I think that was like a shock for her, but that's the adjustment. Is like, you know.
Yeah, I'm sending pictures and videos of him like carrying all the bags to my sister. I'm like, oh my God, he's not letting me hold any bags, guys. Like,
what kind of test did you put up, Sophia, to know that like he was gonna go the extra mile for you? Like, how did you know?
Well, I'm kind of like I'm really old fashioned. Like I'm very Disney. I love my movies. And I'm always like, I want a man to come to me. You know, I don't want to go into somebody's DMs. You know, I don't want to approach a man. I want them to come with me. And it's really me. It's really with manners. You know, so he actually came. He flew all the way to England just to meet my mum to
Wow.
get the blessings, and that's a big thing. Like if my mum says no, I'm sorry, we can't go forward here. You know, like them little things there, it really gets me. So it's just his manners, and him saying things that he said he's gonna do. So
And doing those things, not just saying them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like meeting your mom like early on.
my mom like giving me a ring before even trying to marry me.
And I got down on one knee.
And yeah, he got down on one knee.
Thank you. Old school.
Wow.
That's sweet.
And it's your first marriage, both of you.
It's like that, yeah.
Wow.
It's my second marriage.
Your second marriage. Okay. I was like, I feel like you really knew how to get it right. I was like, I don't know if it's big brothers or an uncle or something, but you kind of have some
I have amazing big brothers, and my father, my parents were married over 20 years. And so a lot of like long marriages, and all of my mentor's been married 31 years. So a lot of examples of great sustainable marriages.
Is it important to talk about the failures or the trauma or the pain from past relationships in order to make sure that the current relationship will stay healthy?
I thought yes. I think he's really taught me about really communication.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's something wrong with a person that you don't even know. You know, it could be something really little why they don't want to do something or why they're not comfortable with something else, and it's really to do with past relationships. Maybe even not themselves, maybe what they've seen. You know, so maybe it's in the family that they've seen, like I don't know, domestic violence or whatever. But because they witnessed it, it might be an affair for them. You know, and it's kind of like really being open and honest to your partner about certain things and traumas that has happened, and that you have witnessed, so they can understand you a lot better and you can go forward like that instead of going to marriage counsel 10 years down the line.
If you've ever wanted a discount on your favorite halal restaurant, Nikah and Chill has got you covered. Download AllSet app and enter code Nikah and Chill to get $5 off your next curbside order. AllSet is a pickup-only reservation app, so you never wait in line during COVID. And there's many food options to choose from. Eat up and enjoy. Jazakallah khair.
Okay, well, I would like to jump into the game. It is time for Nikah and Spill, for them to spill the tea on their wedding and relationship. First time you realized you were down to Nikah and not just chill.
Oh, I don't do anything. I was like, listen, if you like me, you have to wife me. I don't do the girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, we're in talking stages until you put a ring on my finger, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
Well, chill can also mean friends. And it's like, you know what, you're cool, but you're not marriage material. So do you guys have opposite sex friends, or is that not allowed? Do we know by day 2? Do we know?
Yeah, we both have
We
friends
do,
of
yeah.
opposite sex. Yeah.
Okay.
We're very cute. I think one of the things for her that was important, you know, because she had her life already, and she was looking for someone. One of her first like non-negotiable things was like, don't clip my wings. She, you know, it's like she wanted to meet somebody that I wasn't gonna like lock her up in a tower, and she's not gonna be able to pursue her dreams, or she's very international. I call her Mrs. International because she's traveled more than I have. So, you know, for me, it was just I think early on just kind of seeing. I think around the time like when I went to Istanbul, for me, you know, starting to see her character and the way she was raised, that I was like, you know, I wanted to get to know her more, and I really started to like her.
Okay. One word to describe each other.
Man, she's just amazing. Like for me, I mean, because that's just it encompasses so much of her character and the type of person that she is. So yeah, I think she's pretty amazing.
I would say he's creative because everybody knows him as Moses the Comet. When I get to know him, I was like, you're not just a comedian, you're so much more, and you need to show this. And I'm always about follow my dreams. I love when people follow their dreams. And I feel like you've got so much to give to the world. So creative.
Amazing. Can you be friends with an ex?
I know that was a bit of a curveball, but I was like, hey, since it
These
technically
questions is good. I like this.
Where's the tea? We need
Where's
some
the
tea.
tea?
We need
Exactly.
some tea.
You know what? To me, you can only control your own interactions with people. You know, you really can't control another person's intentions. And for me, with exes, I think is like the relationship should be built on trust. Your relationship should be built on trust, that you trust your ex to uphold you. Allah says you're a garment for each other, and so that's when you're even not around. You know, that a person is protecting your honor and stuff. So I think that if you have a baseline understanding of the other person's intentions, but like, what's friends? Like, are y'all going out to Starbucks and having tea? And no,
Right.
But
yeah, it depends. Well, if it's just saying hi or saying salams, then obviously you're just being nice, you know.
Right.
But again, like if you're going out for coffee, no.
If you could create one rule in all marriages, what would that rule be for every marriage to abide by?
For me, it's don't go to bed angry. I was really kind of raised with like, you don't go to bed angry, because for one, it's like, you know, doing that, like my father was very spiritual. So like, you know, your angels is documenting that, and you don't know if Allah is going to take your soul. If you're angry at each other, that Allah might take your soul in the night, and you don't want that to be like the last interaction with that person. So as best as possible, man, if y'all can just try to have some sort of communication and understanding before you go to bed, it might not be resolved, but not to just go to bed like angry.
Be competitive to make the other person feel more happier than how they're treating you. I feel like when people like really want to like make the other person feel happy and happy and happy, I feel like that makes the relationship a lot more stronger.
Best memory from the wedding.
Seeing her for the first time in her outfit, she just looked amazing. But my best memory definitely was when we arrived separately. So when I saw her in her outfit and everything, and she's just like a princess.
Yay!
I have a son, and he told her that he says she looks like a Disney princess.
Yeah, I almost cried. I was like, oh.
What about your favorite memory?
I guess just signing the contracts and realizing that I've completed half of my deen. Somebody who I really love, and like I'm stuck with him, and I'm happy. Like, yeah,
we got mafia rules over here. The only way out is in the box. That's it.
This or that. In 50 years, you would if you could only choose one, attractive and poor, or rich and not so attractive. Still hot, still looking young, still got that melanin kicking. Bread ain't completely there. Or rich, but you know what I'm saying, attraction's not there as much.
Well, when you say attraction, are you just talking about looks, or are you talking about vibe as well?
Just looks.
Okay, then rich. I say rich and not looking. It's just, no, because looks will go. Because your beauty will go. That's why you should not marry.
He's like, wait. He was like, you were so pretty at the wedding. I ain't ready to let that go.
No. You know, the only reason why I choose the other one is only because I was so wallahi, I was just raised that I feel like money comes and goes. You know, and it's from Allah anyway. Any opportunity that I have, it comes from Allah. Like, it's the times I'm super up, times you're down, whatever. So money is just not a thing to me. I never quantify it as like important. So for me, you know, if you got to look at this person for the rest of your life, and I only heard like one imam ever say that, like, stop being afraid to choose somebody, not just solely for looks, but that should be one of your quantifiers. You got to look at this person. And the Prophet ﷺ, like, you know, that wanted to choose people and that were like glints of your eyes as well. So for me, I'm going to go with attractive and poor.
Okay, noodles tomorrow night, yeah?
Noodles tomorrow night?
You guys are great for each other. You balance each other out. That's great.
I'm sorry, y'all really need a reality show. Okay. Locked in a room with your mate, no internet or no air conditioning.
Oh
my God.
Oh my goodness.
No internet.
No.
If there's no aircon, then I've got you moaning in my ears, and that's jarring.
Yeah, no internet. Because if I get hot, it's a problem. Yeah, no internet.
One power and one power only: teleportation or to read each other's minds.
Ooh, teleportation. Because you know what? For me, I like read her vibe and her energy. So I know, like, when she's, you know, if I'm not doing something right, or if her disposition changes, I think you can really read a lot by body language and vibes. So I'd rather just teleport right out, because it's like, look, we're going to the Bahamas real quick. Close your eyes.
Yes.
I like that.
Teleportation. I don't want to read his mind. This is too messy already.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And I feel like I already can read his mind, so I don't need that power already.
He's like,
I'm like, okay.
he's looking at you at the dinner table like, we need one more side. Now we got one entree and one side. I'm gonna need. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, that's pretty much it for Nikah and Spill. Make sure you follow us and stay chill, you guys. Once again, my name's Kalima. Please shout out you guys' Instagram. Thank you guys so much for chilling with us today.
First of all, can we talk about how the name of this whole podcast is The Bomb First on Nikah and Chill, so creative?
Yeah.
We love it. We were talking about it earlier. This is
I was even telling our people downstairs. They're like, "What, Nikah and Chill?" And I'm like,
we got a household full of guests downstairs that we're like, look, we got to go upstairs and Nikah and Chill real quick.
Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy that it makes sense and it
That like that edgy halal vibe.
Man, trying to be edgy halal, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. So y'all can find me at Moses the Comic on all my platforms, mosesthecomic.com. We have merchandise on there. Shows are on there. Bio everything that you need to know.
And me, just Instagram, Safstar1.
The bomb filmmaker too. Okay, if you need something produced or edited, this is your woman right here.
Hey.
If you guys want to follow me, please continue to read my writings about love and marriage and the Muslim dating world. Follow me at Naila 28 on Instagram, also on Twitter at